friends, it's Katie. Welcome back to Millennial Money Honey, where we talk all things money. Many people have asked me where to begin on their own journey to retiring early, and for me, it all began with a book, and that's why it's the starting point that I recommend to other people. And it's perfect because you don't really need to buy books at all. You can just check them out from like your local library like I did. But if you're also like me, you may end up liking them after you read them and just want them for your own personal reference. So you might like it so much you end up buying it. So these 4 books are at the absolute must reads to really launch your personal finance journey. And I say these in this really specific order to help you get started. So the first book is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And this book is so important to me because I think the first step to actually getting on your personal finance journey and becoming financially independent is to be in the right mindset, to think that yes, you can do it and that money should be working for you. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad just opens your mind to thinking like a rich person. And even if you aren't rich, even if you're in debt, it's the mindset that will make this all a reality. You have to think rich to get rich. And my favorite quote of the book was, "Don't work for money, make your money work for you." And this book is just so eye-opening to being in control of finances and adding assets, which are things that make you money, versus having liabilities, which are things that lose value, so like a car. And this is a hot take, but if you own a home and you're paying the mortgage on it, not house hacking, I'm not saying house hacking, or buying as an investment property to rent out, it is a liability. And yes, housing market like maybe appreciating, but a lot of the time, I think your money would be better off being invested in the stock market. Like a primary residence like is oftentimes a liability. And I'm not saying you shouldn't buy a house, like not at all, or if you own a house, not judging, like I will one day buy a house too, but the New York Times has this really great calculator on this. Just Google, I think it's New York Times, should I rent or should I buy? And it will spit out the information based on your area and current situation, but you know, that's my hot take. And if you don't believe me, you should definitely read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Once you've shifted your mindset to a millionaire mindset after reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's time to build your house of wealth. And that requires a solid foundation. So this next book is I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. And it's a no BS crash course on Finance 101. It touches on everything from negotiating bills. It gives you an overview of credit cards and just generally automating all of your finances. So you don't even really have to think about anything. So Ramit is just really funny, actionable, and most importantly, I love that he doesn't encourage you to live like a pauper, but he wants you to design your own life design your own version of a rich life. So if you like eating sushi, buying designer purses, like go for it. It's just a matter of not wasting money on things you don't absolutely love. So for example, I still love traveling. I eat at bougie brunches with my friends. We go out. So I don't even think twice about dropping money on things like that. But I used to have a lot of hobbies, I guess, that I would spend a lot of money on, like clothes and fashion, and I realized I don't really care about keeping up with those latest fashions or dropping $90 to get my eyelash extensions done every other week. It was really a headache and just didn't like spark joy. Not to like Marie Kondo but like Marie Kondo your life. Just giving up all these beauty routines like saved me so much money. And something that Ramit preaches is expend extravagantly on the things you love and cut costs mercilessly on the things that you don't. So I actually bought this book for 2 of my younger sisters who just started working this year, and one loved it so much she literally bought 12 copies to give to her friends as graduation presents. So if that doesn't emphasize how much of a game changer this book is, like I don't know what will. So definitely go check out I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. So once you've read I Will Teach You to Be Rich and built that solid understanding of personal finance, it is time for you to read The Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins. And You can save all the money you want, but unless you actually start investing your money, as Rich Dad Poor Dad would say, it is not working for you. Your money is not working for you. So JL Collins gives you like this step-by-step breakdown on how to invest your money in a way that is legit so simple, like simple path to wealth, so simple. But the TLDR is you should mostly be investing in low-cost index funds, specifically a total US stock market and a total bond market index fund. He preaches about VTSAX, but any is good. And this total US stock market index fund is just a group of stocks or a group of bonds. So instead of owning, for example, Apple or Tesla or Amazon, you are owning a little bit of basically every single stock in the entire US stock market. So if one company goes bankrupt, like, it gets replaced. It is self-cleansing, so it's awesome. And my favorite quote of this book was, "I may have not owned a Mercedes, but I owned my freedom. The freedom to choose when to leave a job and freedom from worry when the choice wasn't mine." You must be investing to have what J.L. Collins calls FU money, which is basically just the concept of financial independence and financial freedom. You want to be able to walk away from your job, tell your boss F you, and never ever have to go back to work again. I don't recommend doing that because that's not very nice, but I mean, you could. And the way to do that is through investing. I've used Wealthfront to do my index fund investing for years, which is a robo-advisor that automatically invests in index funds for you. And if you're still scared and figuring it out, I 100% recommend using a robo-advisor like Wealthfront to get started investing in that meantime while you figure it out. Again, this is totally not sponsored at all. I just really freaking love Wealthfront. But I mean, I would be down to be sponsored, Wealthfront, shout out. But I'll drop a link below, but their app is legitimately amazing. It's so easy to use. A lot of these big bank brokerage apps are like so not user-friendly, but Wealthfront is. And after reading The Simple Path to Wealth, I decided I could manage my investments myself. But if you have the ability and the funds to invest right now, but you're too afraid to manage it, like I was 2 years ago, Wealthfront is 500% the way to go. Again, not a plug. The final book on my list is a book on how to actually become financially independent and then retire early. It's called Quit Like a Millionaire by Christy Shen. I love this book for several reasons. The first one being Christy is a woman in a super male-dominated FI world. She also makes kind of conservative financial estimates. Like me, I'm scared of not having enough. And it shows you all these like US-based tax hacks on how to actually minimize your taxes. And then once you reach your financial independence number, she gives you a detailed breakdown on what to do when you actually cross over to FI. So this is a must read for anybody pursuing financial independence and wanting to retire early. Her belief aligns 100% with mine in that no matter your circumstances, like wherever you come from, whatever your background is, like everyone can retire early. Financial independence is literally for everyone. As her title implies, no trust funds, lucks, gimmicks required. So Christy herself grew up in like impoverished China. Like she still managed to retire at 31. So she is such girl goal inspiration. And my favorite quote of hers from this book is, "If you understand money, life is incredibly easy. And if you don't understand money, which the vast majority don't, life is incredibly hard." And I 100% believe that. And that's why I feel like it's so important for you to educate yourself, to read these books, to watch these YouTube videos, to really teach yourself more about money. I've read a lot of other personal finance books like Your Money in Your Life by Vicki Robbins, Work Optional, Playing with Fire, just like many more. But these are the 4 ones I always come back to and the ones that stood out from the vast library of books that I've actually read. Whether you're just beginning your finance journey or you're already on the path to financial independence, like these are the 4 books that you have got to read. Honestly, these books are so helpful and just go to show that FIRE is for anyone who's willing to put in the work to learn and teach themselves more. So if you're looking for something to do this quarantine, which seriously, like who isn't? These books are a great way to start your journey into the world of finance. They are all linked below, so if you found this video helpful for your own FIRE journey, like this video, subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments what other books that have inspired you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week so we can talk more money, honey.